Okay, good day everyone. Nice to see you again. Hi. Nice to see you again. Another interesting episode from SSI, Social Strategy Institute. Another series from the Fire Up Your Energy. Okay, so for today we have a very special, simple but very special topic together with Dr. A.G. Adeline, the beautiful Dr. A.G. Adeline, to talk about the importance of Chinese astronomy. So, meaning, Chinese metaphysics is not just an astrology. It's more of an astronomical science. Because the mistake of many people, let me tell you, most people think that in the past years, in the past decades, that Chinese metaphysics, or what we commonly know as feng shui, is just astrology, superstition. That's not true. Wrong. That's a wrong thinking, wrong notion, wrong philosophy. In fact, the real thing, if you try to study deeper this field, that this is an exact science. Of course, not science can be measured by 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Of course not. There are many fields of science that needs testing, experimentation. And for example, psychology, that is a science. But can you measure psychology by 1 times 5? No, you cannot.
Yeah.
It's consisting of behavioral aspects.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right, Dr. Tan. So
yeah, that's why it's always go by a qualitative, research approach.
Yes, correct. So one thing good about this field is this consists of both qualitative and the quantitative side.
Yes.
Quantitative are just numbers, yes, those are data, but it's the qualitative that gives interpretation.
Yes.
So things that happen to you, things that happen to your family members, things that happen to everybody is measured by a quantitative formula, but it's the qualitative that gives the meaning, that gives the explanation.
Very much agree.
Very much. And now we want to hear from Dr. A.G. Adeline about the beauty and the science of astronomy, or Chinese scientific astronomy. Because in the past years, let's talk about this one. Most people, especially from the West, especially Christian religions, the Catholic and Christianity, they always tell people, avoid astrology, avoid everything about fortune telling. Which is not justified. Because if you assess things, it's not about just superstition, it's not about fortune telling. There is a science about it, there's an exact science about it, there's a result, there's an investigation, there's a experimentation, there is a cause and effect.
Yes.
And now
I like the words, just insert, I really like the words cause and effect. Yeah, come back to you.
And we want to hear more from you, Dr. A.G. Adeline, about the scientific aspect of this Chinese astronomy. Am I right? It should be called astronomy, not astrology.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and very specifically again, right, to talk about Chinese metaphysics, or to use another word, astronomy. Reason why is this, because I always used to tell my students, I have been teaching for the past, in terms of Chinese metaphysics, at least minimal about 6 to 7 years, all right. I used to tell my students, when you learn Chinese metaphysics, always do remember, anything that you're going to tell your client is not going to be your intuition, is not going to be your feeling, is not going to be your emotions. Your intuitions part itself, your feeling part itself, or even your emotion part itself, right? It's always have to come back to the fundamental, how you see it or how you derive it from the person destiny life map. All right. So this is what I always wanted to actually make sure that everybody do understand from this part, because I think this topic is not going to be new for two of us, right? Because we always used to discuss about this. Reason why we wanted to re-educate our could be our friends, could be whoever watching our video, and could be even our students, or could be even just a stranger. We wanted to tell people that astronomy, Chinese astronomy itself is something right, is coming back. Psychology. I am so much into psychology these days. I am so much into hypnotherapy these days. So everything is about, you will have to, look at how, observe enough, how people behave, and from all these, statistics or the cases, then we will collect the data, and from the data itself, right, we are going to turn into something that's supporting to, whichever research that we want to tell people. So this is actually how we do it. And similar approach, this is also happened to Chinese astronomy or Chinese metaphysics, because in the past, right, I remember the very first time when I were to, get to know about Chinese astrology, I always tell people this thing. Oh, so sorry, I really dislike about this topic, because to me is that every feng shui master, they always lie to us. They always cheat us. Chinese, we have this saying, always cheat us for the next 10 years, 20 years. So I always dislike about this topic. But eventually, when I really understand from the science perspective, and this is how I tell myself, I truly, truly love and really so much into this Chinese metaphysics or the Chinese astronomy subject, because everything is by computation, everything is learnable. It's like a mathematics, okay? So you wanted to get a sum of 10. So how are you to derive your answer? It's going to be 7 plus 3. But there are other alternative methods. You can actually use a 5 plus 5. You can use a 0 plus 10. You can use 1 plus 9. So there are so many solutions to it. So that's why I am truly, truly grateful that Professor Scott today would like to really, from this episode, to really re-educate whoever has the affinity to actually watch this video with us. Yeah.
Yes, I agree, Dr. Tan. Because if we try to scrutinize the content of the study of Chinese metaphysics, or what we should call as Chinese astronomy, it's really a science. Try to imagine, if you try to study all the curriculum of the Chinese metaphysics, it will take you at least a decade, 10 years to 15 years. It's like taking a Doctor of Medicine degree, because it's full of scientific equations and scientific formulas for you to derive at the exact destiny or the exact direction that you want. The only problem of our early ancestors or practitioners of metaphysics, they were not able to justify to the community that it is a science. That's why people were living in blindness.
Correct. Can I just to insert, since you talk about this, I remember many years ago, right, when I were in Philippines that time to meet a client, and when we went for this so-called a dinner, and my client was telling me this, oh, so sorry, I don't eat chicken for this year. I was very surprised. It could be due to the health reasons, so that's why the person cannot eat chicken. But I'm very, very surprised that the person told me, oh, because right, I do have the rabbit in my chart, and due to the rabbit itself is clashing element to the rooster, so that's why this year is the I can't remember whether rooster year or either the rabbit year. So that's why the person is advised not to eat chicken, because a chicken represent rooster. And I was telling myself, oh my goodness, I didn't know that some of these local practitioners, they even put to that extent of wrong educations to many of the Chinese community there in Philippines. So that was the moment I told myself, I think it's truly so important for me as an enthusiastic into this Chinese metaphysics or astronomy. I really wanted to re-educate my clients or my students, at least they learn the proper astronomy.
Yes, they were misguided. They were misguided by fake masters out there. Because if you were following our previous episodes, we have mentioned before that those animal signs are not really animals. Those are elements. So for example,
it's a representation.
For easier But
Yes.
the sad part, our ancestors who studied Chinese metaphysics were not able to justify in the field of science, in the field of academia and research, that
Mhm.
this is a cause and effect
Yeah, correct.
study.
Yeah, since we are talking about this, right, and we do have the time, I really wanted to actually pick up this, the cause and effect, right? Because in the Chinese metaphysics subject itself, the very, very fundamental that everybody must know is about, we call this as a yin and yang concept. Example, day represent the yang part, and the nighttime it represent the so-called the yin part, okay, in this universe. And for me to translate this into a layman term means that everything actually happened for a reason, and all these reasons always come with the cause and effect. And this is also the similar thing that we can see in psychology, and we can see even into the NLP perspective, and even in the Qigong, because I myself, I am a Qigong practitioner, and in Qigong study itself, we also learn about the cause and also the effect. So that's why everything's boiled down to the deeper level. What is the cause and the effect part of it? If we can truly understand from this perspective, that's why we can really understand and be able to see. This is truly something that computer science, and everything is not you say, everything is already documented and fully well supported with all the data.
Yes, that's why in our future episodes, try to observe, try to watch. We will be showcasing case studies of certain personalities, famous, successful personalities, how we interpreted and translated their destiny life map on the season decades that happened to them. Why these things happened to them? Because it was explained by Chinese astronomy. In fact, let me just give an advice to everybody, Dr. Tan.
Yes.
To all fellow Chinese metaphysics practitioners, from this day on, you should start using the word Chinese astronomy. Because astrology, as you know, in the Western world, they keep on discouraging their people to listen to astrology, because for them it's not reason, it's only superstition. Even the Christian Bible prohibits people from listening or studying, which is wrong. Because it's not allowed to study science. How do you measure the weather? How do you measure data and night? And how do you measure climate change? So those are part of science. Same also with metaphysics. This is science. That is why we are now advocating to you the beauty of metaphysics. It's all about science, or what we call it Chinese astronomy. This is no longer astrology, but this is Chinese astronomy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, for giving the opportunity that to truly re-educate the people, and whoever having this so-called misconception, okay, about this Chinese astronomy. When we study, when we learn something, always follow the right master who teach you the correct thing, and so that we learn the true information, okay, about it, and so that we will not be misguided, okay, into something where some people, right, when they are to learn something, they truly lost their direction. And these days, we are also talk about fire element for the future 20 years, all right? So that's why it's very important that this fire element, if you yourself will not be able to see where you are heading to and where is exactly your direction, and you will definitely fall into the other side of it, which is either depression, anxiety, or either you directionless. So that's why it's very important when you learn, we always learn the correct information from the correct master. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Dan, for that. And always remember, this field of Chinese metaphysics is an exact science, very exact science.
Yes.
Let me tell you. And you will see the wonders of it as you follow our future videos that is coming up.
Yes. Yeah. And thank you so much. So don't miss any episode, and we will definitely share with you more information, and so that everybody pick up the correct information. It could be, a personal development for yourself. It could be, add on to your business perspective or either advancement, because we always say it's very important that we know more skill, and so that we know how to create more revenue, okay, and to actually improve our life in any way and any way. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Scott, as well.
And the name of the game for David Knight, always master.
Yes. All right. Thank you.